Hi guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com and with a quick second look gameplay video for Bless, free-to-play MMORPG developed by Neowiz Games. I'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes running around checking this game out, make some comments. If you guys want to play Bless or just learn more about it, do check out the whole review on MMOs.com on the link below. So let's go and get started. This is my second look video. I did a first look when I first started playing, did a couple Grindfest videos in between, figured I'd share my thoughts about Bless. First of all, I'm only level 28 or so, and you can see where I'm standing right now that the game world looks gorgeous. One of the cool things about Bless is that there's a one wide persistent open world, similar to the system in Black Desert Online and Revelation Online, though I feel like the world here is a bit more massive and has a bigger scale to it. But I've been enjoying the game quite a bit. I find the dungeons challenging and fun. I find the world quite large and impressive. And the game has a lot to do, a ton of ways to level up and lots of questing. For now, I have to get to level 29 before I accept my next main quest, which begins at level 29. One thing I should mention is I am playing on the Russian version of the game. Unfortunately, there is still no word on the Aeria Games version, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to that one, but I got nothing on that just yet. We're playing on the Russian version with pretty broken machine translated English. So we gotta do Solace of the Soul, kill reindeer near the fortress, so let's go ahead and kill these reindeers, guys. They're level 30, I'm only level 28, so I'm actually a little bit higher level area than I should be, so it's not good. But these are, it's still a pretty good experience, so we're gonna do them anyway. So until you get to your main quest at level 29, you can do a whole bunch of side quests until you get to that level. There's actually so many ways to level up because you can see every single one of these exclamation marks on the map are side quests. And there are so many side quests in Bless, so many that you will probably never do all of them. And yes, this whole map you see over here, you can literally travel with flying mounts without zoning into different areas. It's actually really cool and it works really well. And again, so many side quests, you'll never do them all. And not just side quests, every time you kill an enemy, we kill this reindeer for example, now we have a hunt quest where basically you don't really, have any generic kill quests. Instead, when you kill an enemy for the first time, the game will be like, okay, go kill like 10 more of these guys and then you'll get experience for that. So now these reindeers are marked on my map. And if we kill like a whole bunch of them, we'll see how many I need in a second. If I kill 12, is that one? I have so many. Yeah, we had to kill 10 of these reindeers. And I complete that quest and I get bonus experience for that. So you kind of get the kill quest as you go along. You don't have to go talk to an NPC to get the kill quest. Some thoughts about the game's combat. It is a pretty standard MMORPG combat. It's largely tab targeting and it kind of works pretty well. I know Aeria Games said that they're going to redevelop some of the combat for the Western version, but honestly, I thought the combat works really well and it's not really needed. Even with the tab targeting, boss fights require some pretty smart mechanics. You got dodge attacks and whatnot. And I find the dungeons in the game to be super compelling. Every time we did a dungeon with the MMOs.com gang, and we wiped a bunch. We had a lot of fun. Gameplay outside dungeons is a bit easier, obviously, and it's very, a bit repetitive. You gotta go through the content, but you do kind of learn how to play your class, and you get to experiment with builds and whatnot. Because the game's skill system is kind of unique. I'll talk about that in a moment after I wreck this reindeer. I just get him. Whoosh! I can do that move to relocate over here. Useful in boss fights when you want to dodge stuff. You cast it again. I can go back actually, but not so necessary killing these deers. But the way skills work is you can equip only so many skills. You have your active slots, your core skills, your reaction and passives, and you can really mix and match these. And you only have so many, and as you level up, you get more and more. So what skills you actually equip matters, and that's really it becomes a resource. But for my core skill, I can be a fire mage or a frost mage, and I might be able to unlock more of these later on too. Obviously, fire mage improves my skills with the fire spells, and I have these passive skills which increase attributes of my other abilities. So how you mix and match your passives to kind of work with your activatables and your core skills and whatnot, there's some differentiation there. Though I believe everyone still has access to the same abilities. You can kind of mix and match them as you want. In fact, you can have so many tactic slots over here that you can switch between these as you want. Though you can't unlock all of them until later on. It does require a premium for some of those. But I like the combat a lot. I think the world is actually quite gorgeous. Dungeons are quite a bit of fun. It is a little bit repetitive, but I think a lot of MMORPGs are kind of repetitive early on. What's really cool about this game is, it's got some pretty grand scale, and considering the production value, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen a North American release just yet. The Korean version of the game is having some issues that I think they're giving away a high level, like free level 50s to get people to come back, and the player base in the South Korean version is not great. But I think this game might have potential in America. I think it's definitely one of the better tap target MMORPGs I've played of 2016 and 2017, even though I think it's a bit older than that one. Give me that sick reindeer eyes, boys. What, do I have to loot the eyes over here, which I have been doing? We are making progress on the kill quest though. And again, there are so many of these kill quests. Like you can see, like if you attack an enemy once and kill it, you trigger the kill quest. So I killed this bunny earlier. Look at this look at this cute bunny. I have a kill quest for him as well. So, and if you complete these, you get free experience. The game has a pretty robust crafting system as well. In fact, crafting plays a bigger role in Bless than most MMORPGs, mainly because it's kind of accessible to everyone. Everyone's got to kind of craft something. You can craft your own gear. So anytime you see a resource on the ground, you want to start picking those up. I made a mistake early on with my character where I didn't do that. So my crafting skill is, as I'll show you in a moment, is woefully behind. But you can pretty much craft anything you need. There's an auction house system as well, so you can always buy stuff if you need it. And one thing I do like about the game is that it does give you cash up currency for free. If you play and run through the quests, you can get some lumens, which is the game's premium currency, and they are super valuable and super useful. You get them for the main story quest, which is again, they're super useful. Some of the cash up stuff is a little iffy. Like you can buy stuff that basically lets you resurrect in dungeons, so you get some, you can pay to win through dungeons, even though you can still. It doesn't feel as satisfying if you earned it yourself, but the option is there. And there's a day and night cycle as well, something we haven't seen a lot of MMORPGs even bother to do lately. There's some guy running the distance too, we can see him. But some things that stand out right away, you got great graphics. I think the combat is pretty straightforward and fun. You have, you have flying mounts. In fact, the game has a crap ton of mounts in it. And again, I'm surprised given the quality of this game, it's not out in NA yet. I think the biggest drawback, I've actually streamed Bless a few times, and I've said this before, but the biggest drawback for me is, let's go explore the world a little bit too, because let's see what else we can. Let's go do this quest over here. We gotta run this way. Actually, let's go find easier quests over here for now. I'm not leveling efficiently over here anyway. I'm a few levels behind. I can kill enemies somewhere else way more efficiently. You don't want to get too far ahead, otherwise, you're losing efficiency. But what I think holds the game back the most is its optimization. If the game launches in its current state in America, if Aeria Games and Neowiz don't get together and fix the optimization issues, the game is dead in water. I'm running a lot of I have a GTX 1080 and I play the game pretty laggily. I actually implemented some config changes to try optimizing my game, custom.ini files, and I played with those. And if you're not willing to tweak the game, to make it run smoothly, you're not gonna be able to play Bless. Almost anyone I've seen play the game had some optimization problems with low FPS. But luckily for this video, it's coming out quite good, mainly because I did do my own tweaks. So let's go ahead towards, we don't really have to go there. Let's go get some quests over here. There are quests everywhere in this game though. But you can see that's the main capital in the distance. My draw distance is a bit weird, so you're not going to see the terrain next to it. But when you get near it, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Another guy flying by. Again, this is the Russian version. So the translations for the Russian version aren't great. They're actually machine translated, and it makes the dialogue quite hilarious. But you can really figure out most of it anyway. And I'm sure you can find some other English speakers in the game. There's also a dungeon queue system too, though I've actually never been able to find the queue on here. I'm not sure if this because the Russian version is dead or not, but let's go find the party on this one. So we are queued up there automatically, and there's quite a few dungeons in this game too. You saw in that list. We are on Memory Road right now. Alright, let's head this way. That's the game's main capital city, and anytime you're in a city with lots of players, FPS drops like crazy too. I mean, if you're doing world bosses as well, which are a pretty big part of the game, the FPS drops like crazy. The optimization issues, I think, are the biggest thing holding Bless back, and I'm kind of glad Aeria didn't launch the game as is. I mean, if the Russian version's having these serious issues with optimization, I suspect it's an issue with the game or the engine, and that's going to make it really inaccessible to a lot of players. Look at that blind raccoon. We're going to put him down, alright? This cute little blind raccoon. Alright. Wow, this blind raccoon. What kind of blind raccoon is this guy? He literally attacked me. Blind raccoon my ass. He saw me, attacked me. I'll use RT. Yeah, combat is pretty straightforward, but, it feels rewarding to dodge bosses and, beat encounters in dungeons. It's one of those games, again, where the regular PvE leveling is pretty straightforward, but the dungeons kind of pose a challenge. And that's where it gets kind of fun. Even the early dungeons, too. I mean, if you're not playing with a higher level player or a twink or something, the dungeons themselves, again, are pretty top notch. Short-tailed snake. We'll kill this guy too, why not? And again, even if you're blindly grinding, it feels like it's... Actually, I'm pretty sure I grinded these earlier. But when you grind enemies even, it never feels like a waste because you always have kill quests to work on, You target an enemy for the first time, you get that kill quest for free. And XP is actually pretty decent. So let's go grab this quest at number 17. Senior Convoy. Double tap to run. I have a mount as well. The game actually gives you a premium mount for free as well. It only lasts a short while though, unfortunately. Let's go hop on my regular mount though, my pony. I mean, having played the Russian version, I'm actually a bit excited for the Aeria Games one if it ever comes out. Especially if they bother to localize it, and if they bother to make the more optimized. Those are the two biggies. I don't think the change to action combat is necessary. I don't think it's going to add too much to the game. I think the game is built around tab-targeted combat, and for that reason, I don't see the need to change it. So you're a criminal. It's not even worth trying to read the text because it is really jibber-jabber. Quest, the pursuit has started. And when you see the screen kind of flicker, it means we're in an instanced area. So I think we're in an instance zone right now. So we gotta kill these unified spy guys. Let's do it. And if you wipe out the dungeons, the game does give you a second chance to do it again. Oh, I don't know if we can do this. Actually, no, we can. We do AoE as well. Let's do this attack, do some AoE, drop that meteor. Some of the skill animations look quite nice as well. I can left click attack as well. I should just kill this guy with a left click. Oh god. Alright, we're good, we're good. I have actually wiped doing some of these quests before. It's mainly because I'm doing my story quest kind of a little bit too soon. But it kind of makes it challenging. I've actually wiped a few times on those. And you kind of have to play the fights more strategically when you do wipe. Or you can, of course, get higher level then do it. Because you're always kind of tempted to work on your story quest. Because the way the XP curve works is you get a lot of experience for story quests and very little for side quests. But you do have to do some side quests. I think up until level 28 or so, if you do no side quests, you could probably get to like 22 or so. But then you gotta do some and you always feel a little bit behind. So, you know, if you're playing the game, take your time, do a handful of side quests on occasion, finish your grind quests. The grind quests especially are super easy and rewarding. So you might as well do those when you get a chance. Because you don't want to, you know, right now it's kind of annoying that, you know, I don't have access to my main story quest. I got to kind of do these side quests for a bit. Let me go over here. And even the UI kind of lags a bit, which is unfortunate. But ultimately, I think the game has a lot of potential. If this game launches well optimized, it has potential. If it launches as is, it doesn't. I mean, even like a lot of games like Terra and Blade and still aren't perfectly optimized. And those games are quite old now. I do hope they can get around to making this work. Because I think Bless definitely has potential, and I've enjoyed the game quite a bit. The only reason I'm not sinking more time to it is I'd rather play on the lower ping, hopefully more updated North American version when it eventually launches. But beyond that, there's a lot of the standard stuff you find in most MMORPGs. But my favorite stuff in this game is the fact that, oh god, we're falling down. It's just, look how beautiful this world is, and like how you don't see games with this kind of scale anymore. I mean, I feel like this game has a much bigger scale and ambition to it than something like Revelation even. I mean, the world is kind of like Black Deserts again. You can just see the massive... Anything you can see, you can kind of get to as well. And there are flying mounts as well, so you can really appreciate the game's world. And it's not all silly autopath the same way Revelation is as well. I think just the world has more meaning and scale, and it's really cool. You can see how large it is there. But yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying the game. If you want to see what it's about, check out the Russian version. You need a VPN just to launch it, but then you can turn it off, and beyond that, it's free to make an account. But I think for the most part, you should definitely wait for the NA release. You don't want to play on the Russian one where you can't communicate, and the translations are awful. I mean, you literally just... For a long time, the auction houses did not work for some reason, and it actually started working last few weeks ago. But for a while, it didn't work, but it does work now. You have all these little issues because you're playing, you know, on a foreign version of the game. Obviously, ping will be an issue in PvP as well, and PvP ping is super important. Sometimes you don't even know what your skills do because the translations are that bad. So I recommend, if you're really curious about the game, check it out now. Otherwise, wait for the NA version. I am optimistic if the NA version launches with good optimizations, it could do really well. But yeah, I think Bless is a pretty solid game though, as is. Anyway, if you guys do want to play Bless or learn more about it, do check out the full review on MMOs.com on the link below. You can see that sick dance. Actually, the dances are pretty awful in this game. That's one thing that's a big negative. The emotes look very like awkward, and the character models themselves are very they're not like kawaii realistic. They have this like, you know, it's just odd styling. It's I don't want to say it's bland, but the character models themselves are bland. Everything else kind of feels like realistic and okay. But yeah, the character models I feel like could be way more kawaii. We could get way bigger boobs. Especially. Anyway, guys, later.